Hi and welcome back to the Business Show, and today we're talking everything kitchens, and we've been getting a lot of questions, and it's one of those things of renovating a home. Kitchen's one of the main things, so I thought I would get someone in who really knows about these types of things, and it's Craig Edson from our good friends at Office Comforts. How are you, Craig?
Good, thanks Michael. Thanks for having me.
You're very welcome. Craig, when it comes to kitchens in a home, the good thing I like about your company, you do commercial kitchens. Office Comforts does commercial fit outs. So you're getting a commercial quality, which is a high quality, but then you're actually bringing in all those creature comforts that the homeowner wants as well, like the soft close drawers and things like that. What's the trend you're finding with kitchens these days? Are customers now looking for a little bit more sophistication in their kitchens?
Well, it's probably better to have the better functions that are required now, where a lot of the kitchens in the older days were all about doors in a lot of ways, and you just had a couple of drawers for your cutlery, and that was basically about it, and a few knives and things. But today, you'll see most modern kitchens built around drawer systems. They're a little bit more expensive because of that, but that's where all the soft close and the nice touch, and you can get higher quality if you want to spend more money. But at the basic level, you can still get a nice soft close drawer system, build the whole system around drawers where it saves on bending over and digging into the back of those cupboards, especially in the Tupperware dish. Everyone's experienced finding those lids for the Tupperware containers in the back of the cupboard. It's very painful. So set in a drawer situation, it's much more organised. And you only end up with cupboard doors probably on the corners and under your sinks. And in the corners and that, you can still use the carousels, and any type of pull-out tray systems can also be fitted in. So that makes getting product and cups and saucers and pots and pans all quite simple to get out, especially for the elderly people.
So when you actually do the kitchen designs, because you've got your designers here and all the software that do it, are these some of the things that you're now looking at? You want the kitchen not only to look good and feel good, but it's those practical aspects as well.
Yes, well, we've been doing quite a few kitchen renovations at the moment for some of the retirement villages. So obviously, as people are going in, they're downsizing, they're getting older, and they're looking for things to be reasonably simple. We don't want older people having to get down on their knees and overbalancing and things like that, and creating more problems. So we're trying to make all those sort of systems very simple, where they don't have to get down very often. And obviously, if you pull out a drawer, you just have to bend over, select what you need, and you just slide the drawer shut again. It's a much simpler, easier operation.
The other thing I've noticed about the kitchens that you're doing at the moment, and there's a couple of things that people have asked me about, and this is the stone bench tops as opposed to just in my day it was Laminex bench tops. The range and the quality of the stone just seems to be getting better and better all the time.
And I think very price competitive as well now too. You've got very good quality stones out there, and getting away from that, the old laminate, so to speak, where you had a laminate edge and the black line around the edge, and then you chipped it 3 times by hitting it with the, I don't know, what you hit your meat with, or something like that, and the knife slips and cuts things and that sort of thing. So stone tops are very good, and you can get different thicknesses from a 20 mil up to 40 mil thick.
Wow.
And there's a lot of different options out there now, some nice colours as well. So.
Are they easy to maintain, the stone, or is there certain things you need to do to keep its finish?
Generally just soapy water is the best way to keep them clean. I mean, same as anything, you're always going to they need to be looked after, and obviously they can't withstand all sorts of, rough handling or damage and that sort of thing. You can damage these things, but they are the most hardest wearing for everything that you've got an option of having today, so you can't do much better.
Now, the guys are actually based at 26 Hutton Street in Osborne Park, but someone looking now and they said, I wouldn't mind doing a house renovation and getting the kitchen. We know it's one of the, and look, if you're looking at selling your house, it's one of the great sell points. If you can get a fantastic looking kitchen, the mums walk in and go, I want this house.
Yes,
And even for comfort, for a new home or a refit like you specialise in, what's the process people go to when they come in? What are the types of things you'd like them to come armed with, or would you like just to do the investigation yourself when they get here?
Oh, we'd like to have their ideas of what they see as important to them. I mean, the home kitchen now is, where it used to be just a work area, it's now a community area for the family, for friends and everybody. And how often do you go to somebody's place and you might go out the back veranda or the patio or whatever, but everyone seems to migrate back to the people in the kitchen, and they stand around the kitchen bar all the time. So it's a real community centre. So you want to look at that option where the island benches or the breakfast bars and those sorts of things are useful to where whoever's working in the kitchen, they're not left out of the function that they're hosting. They're part of it. If there's something on TV in the living room that's next door, they can all be part of the whole family operation these days with the layout of the kitchen. So the layout's the first part. Then we look at the bits to do with the doors and drawer combinations that are required. Then we can look at colours, and then we can look at appliances that can be attached to it. And all these things, as you say, if you're going to sell, will add decent value, and if not only value, but it'll quicken your sale. You won't be on the market for 6 or 7 months. You might be sold in 2 months or something like that. But I might just mention also for the renovators out there, upgrading your kitchen might save you spending a heap of stamp duty money also on moving house. If you quite like the area, spend a few dollars rather than spending it on stamp duty and buying another property and moving.
It's a great point. And because of your expertise, because obviously Office Comforts will tell you that you're in the everything from a chair to a desk, a complete office fit out. But I think it's because of the expertise you've picked up in doing the commercial work on kitchens that the homeowners are going, well, hold on, if you can do that standard, bringing that standard and quality into my home, and it doesn't actually cost any more because you guys have got your own cabinet making shop, haven't you?
That's right, yes. We're generally trying to make everybody happy with product, design and function, as well as budget. So basically what our private clients will receive is generally the same sort of efforts and that we give to our building clients as well. So we're not, if a private client comes to see us, we'll treat them with the same respect as we treat all our building repeat business clients as well.
In that attitude, I think it's important to talk about that. Is that because Office Comforts is a family-owned business that you're able to give that level of empathy and care to customers? You treat them like, well, I treat you like you're just one of the family members?
Well, possibly. It could be, yes. I mean, the thing is that we want to make everyone happy, and that's to our own detriment sometimes because we do try to bend over and give everybody what they want. At the end of the day, we need everybody to walk away as 100% satisfied. And if people come back to us and say, well, look, I'm not happy with that, we go out of our way to try and correct it if there is a fault, whether it's the client's changed their mind or it's somebody else's fault or it's our fault. Yep. We still want people to go away at the end of the day because 100% happy, because we want to feel that when you speak about the experience later on, it wasn't a real drama. Okay, there were a couple of issues, but it was sorted very quickly and we've got a really good result at the end of the day. And whether that's to do with family, yeah, probably is. Everybody got to fit in and make it work, don't they?
They certainly do. And what I like is your honesty as well, because in construction, in building, look, everyone who's had any experience will go, well, if I'm building something, I know there's going to be 1 or 2 dramas along the way. Some things will need a bit of tweaking, a bit of fixing. And I think what's really nice is when you've got the honesty to go, yeah, well, things sometimes do go wrong when we build, but hey, Office Comforts has a reputation of stepping in and going, we know this is going to happen, but our attitude is we also know we're going to fix it. And that's what the customers take away as well. Probably why you've got so much repeat business.
Yes, we would like to think so. I mean, that comes down to the point when everybody sits down and talks about what they want and how they envisage. We've got to be able to achieve their vision on paper so that we're all on the same page. Yeah. And from time to time, that might not necessarily happen, but it's not something to be frightened of. No. It's just something that you have to work through to get to that end result. And that's why, through the process of coming in, if people can come in with their ideas, sit down. Oliver is an excellent designer. He can put it on the computer, absolutely, create a 3D drawing for you to look at, and this is the best way for you to actually start to see what your end result is going to look like. And it's a bit of time and effort, but at the end of the day, it should give you that end result more quickly than and what you visualise, you can see the end result.
Yeah. And I think you're saying when people come in, and Oliver, as you said, is a great designer. He's dealt with high-end kitchens all his life, from his apprenticeship through. And it is all part, and you used that word before, experience. And Office Comforts want you to have that great experience when you come to it and go, wow, they're really nice people to deal with.
Yeah, we've got plenty of experience. Oliver's dealt with German-made imported brands kitchens in the past over years. He's got good drawing ability and design. He can show that. We've got Tom, who runs the factory and operates all our design through to the cutting stage down the factory. And two of the guys have got kitchen experience down in the factory and assembly and all that sort of thing, as well as the office products as well. So there's good experience all the way through. We can deliver and install. And the guys, we've done several in the last month. And we're getting good timing with the builders. If there's renovation work working at the same time, we're being able to match all that together really well.
I think it's an important point. One thing I do like, and I suppose for business people watching, they're trying to obviously go, okay, what can I learn from this? What I like about you is you've got kitchens, we've got Oliver's experience, we've got the cap shop, we've got those experience, but you've even gone to the stage of Darren, who's the main delivery guy here, great guy, even gone to the experience of even Darren understands kitchens and how to install. Yeah. Is this so his delivery, he understands the whole scope? Is it just part of, this is Office Comforts, we're all involved to deliver your product to you?
All the guys are learning bits and pieces off each other so that we're multi-skilled. And Darren's picked up everything, working with Oliver and Tom through that part of the kitchen work. There's also Ben and Steve and Jordan and Mitch down at the factory there, who have obviously learnt all their new skills as well, as far as assembly, different drawer systems and all that, and understanding all that sort of thing. So from time to time when we get super busy, these guys can also come out on site and help out with the installation and the finishing off as well. So it gives us a fair bit of flexibility in making sure that we're not just set down to one or two people. The guys work as a team, and we've got a really good team that work together. Yeah,
I do, and I just wanted to point that out, because for me, I come from a building background, and the fact that the whole team is multi-skilled, I think as a consumer and a customer coming in, whether we are a commercial customer, and obviously their demands are very high, but private customers are going, wow, I've actually got some confidence that the actual guy delivering it understands kitchens, he understands what the problems and the solutions are, from design to manufacturing. It just gives people that real confidence. It just seems like a really good way to have a business.
And we take it only that far, I suppose, within the knowledge and the skills and the products that we serve. When it comes to stepping outside of that square, like into electronics, plumbing, building works and that sort of thing, then we work with other guys who are part of our team. So the outside part of the team that come into the box. So we've got people that are in building works, very high quality, very responsible and respectful for what work they do. The plumbers, the tilers, floor coverings, painters and all that sort of thing too. So we don't try and do everything, but within the realms of our business, our guys are multi-skilled and can help each other out to give a final result. But when you need a bit more in a renovation type work, then we have the high level professional that will come in and do that work.
And I think that's good for people to know, and it is a good business practice. And I think that's one of the business practices you've brought to the table, is to have those other people around you that, okay, they're not my skill sets, but we will build a team around us to support us. Yeah. So as customers go, well, hold on, I can just come to Office Comforts and they can introduce me, they can coordinate, and I'm not having to go all around town trying to find people. I know these people are, and I think it's a big thing when it comes to, you're actually used to working together, so the coordination, and you mentioned that earlier, getting those timings, because that can be tricky.
Well, especially when you're doing stone tops, because stone tops need to be templated, and then it's got to go away and be made. So you can have a 2 to 3 week lag time sometimes between templating. Now, when you're trying to get people in and out and just not disrupt their lives so much, we've come up with systems of where we can go in and measure the kitchens, the vanity basins and in the bathrooms, etc., laundries, and get that all sorted, get base units templated and in there so that the templating can be done early in the renovation. So when we come into finally finishing off the kitchen, the stone tops are also ready.
Wow.
And they go in, and when the builder's finally finishing off their finishing touches, the kitchen's finished at the same time. So you don't have a situation where the builder's started, then the kitchen comes in, and then you've got to wait another 2 weeks for the stone to go in so the tiler can come in and do the splashback or do that, and then another 2 weeks later. So we try and turn all these...
I'm smiling because I've been through this.
we're trying to restore, if it's a renovational type product where we need builders, electricians, plumbers and all that sort of thing, we're trying to go into somebody's building and out inside 4 weeks.
Wow.
That's what we're trying to do. It might be 5 weeks. It depends, but we're not allowing it to get out to 8 weeks. That's the sort of thing that it's been when you have to wait for this trade and then that trade and then that trade. But we've been able to timeline our cabinet shop to where, right, we've got those products ready to go. That means the stone top can be organised. That means the other products can follow in straight away and it can be finished, and then I can say to the builder, hurry up.
Mate, thanks very much, Craig, for popping in and seeing. If someone listening who is looking at doing a renovation, looking at a kitchen or a bathroom or laundry, what's the best way of contacting Office Comforts?
Well, our phone number is 9201-1211. You can Google Office Comforts, and all our contact details are on there. But if you phone us or email Craig at Office Comforts or Keith at Office Comforts or info at Office Comforts, we'll get back in contact with you.
And of course, it's the beautiful orange building at 26 Hutton Street, Osborne Park, yeah?
The orange box, as some of my friends call it.
It's a great orange colour. You've got to come down just to see the building. It's great.
You won't miss it.
Thanks very much, Craig. Much appreciated.